Hi, this is Dodger, and you are watching my show. So today, the boy part of my brain kind of took over, and I was like, man, I hate that I have to mess with my bangs all the time. It feels like every month I have to cut them, or just be in that stage where I'm like, no, I'm just gonna let them grow out so that I look super intense. And they were down to about here, and I burned my face, so they were like scritching and attacking my face like little by little, and just over the course of the day I just got so angry. So when I got home I said, we're gonna cut the bangs. But here's what we're going to do, boy part of the brain says to girl part of the brain. What we're gonna do is we're gonna cut them a little bit shorter than usual so that it'll take a little bit more time. Girl part of the brain went, I feel like that's a terrible idea. Then boy part of the brain goes, no, just don't question it, just do it. Just no words, just emotions. And now we have this. Little too short, but you know what? Hair grows back, and logically, it did work. Boom! So first off, we have to talk about MLG, because I was so sad when I heard that TLO got disqualified from his first pool match. Okay, so at MLG Rally, right, TLO is supposed to go up against Select. But he's apparently really into the game that he's watching, and totally spaces the fact that he's supposed to be there to play against Select, and gets disqualified. That's never happened at MLG. He just didn't show up. It's so sad because TLO is so sweet and he's so adorable. Oh, he still has a shot to get in, so it's not like he didn't show up and then he just blew it, but still kind of depressing. I will be rooting for you, Dario, but you have got to pay more attention. So right now, PAX is going on, and apparently the NEWZ booth, NEWZ is an energy drink that's like super gross. I don't like it at all. I know a lot of people who really dig it, and typically at events NEWZ will just like, it's just giving it out. They're just like, no, just take it. And they have super scantily clad ladies that hand them out to you, and sometimes pose next to cars, depending on what's going on during the day. So you get your NEWZ, and, you know, there's eye candy, there's cars, and you're just so happy. So apparently, at PAX, they have very strict rules about booth babes. And NEWZ straight up got kicked out of PAX because of their booth babes. The screams of caffeine addicts everywhere shook the globe. On a related note though, the Good Old Games booth, if you guys are at PAX, you have to check out the Good Old Games booth, because apparently their booth babes are old ladies just sitting in chairs and knitting all day long. I'm sorry, I thought that was so witty. I was talking about it for at least a minute and a half today. You gotta start getting creative. Lots of people who go to these events and see, you know, the booth babes in bikinis that are trying to talk about video games but obviously don't know all that much about video games. Lots of people are starting to be like, yeah, okay, I've seen this before. You gotta get creative. You gotta do different things. Oh, my face just itches like Mordor. It's terrible. Everyone's favorite pretend VP, Kevin Butler, is resigning from the role of Kevin Butler for PlayStation. You know, I love and hate those commercials. I've talked about them before on my show. Every now and then I see them and I'm like, go away, Kevin Butler. But sometimes I see those commercials and then for the next 5 to 10 minutes I kind of act like him. We eat all of our food through straws. Oh gosh, there's nothing in there. Either way, it was a really good marketing campaign. People know who Kevin Butler is if you mention the name. It's kind of like the Old Spice guy, like when they tried to get in a new Old Spice guy and then they just brought back the other Old Spice guy because everybody threw a fit about it. That's right, they replaced him for like a commercial. They rotate Old Spice men. You gotta deal with it. I'm just hoping they don't bring back the squirrel thing. As long as they don't bring back the squirrel thing, we'll be good, Sony. You and I will be on okay terms. So in my last news episode, we were talking about something that was denied only to Xbox, but allowed for everyone else. Are you ready for another one? So Counter-Strike Global Offensive, which a lot of people are really excited about, is going to be cross-platform for everything except Xbox. This surprises me a lot because the Xbox is such a hub for shooters. Like, that's kind of what it's known for. Apparently the problem, and I had not heard this before, apparently the problem is that Valve really wants to put Steamworks on the 360. So they keep approaching Microsoft and being like, hey, you want Steam? And then Microsoft is like, we don't need that. you can show yourself the door. My Microsoft voice is kind of awkward because I'm imagining Bill Gates like telling somebody to shove off. It's a funny image in my head. Now just to make this clear, it's not that you can't play this game on the Xbox 360, it's that you can't cross-platform with it. You won't be able to access Steamworks and be able to play with people who are on different things. So it might not affect you all that much, but I don't know. As if they had Steamworks on there, it would be able to work, but they won't. Unless someone changes their mind. Gosh, those of you who watch Coffee Time, I've been big into straws lately. Either way, I think Microsoft really needs to stop resisting and make this decision now to help implement all of this together, because otherwise they're gonna wind up getting left behind. And that's not something that you ever want, especially with technology. I understand why, but I think when they look at the ratio of people who want to play together within, especially the PC and Xbox 360 groups, are probably going to want to be able to play together, and they're not going to. So if somebody were to have, you know, PC versus Xbox, they would probably just buy the PC version instead. That way they'd have all sorts of possibilities. Anywho, that's a thing. So let me know what you think about that. Do you think that Microsoft is good for holding a stand and being like, no, we don't want Steamworks? Or should they just accept that it's probably going to happen eventually anyway? Anywho, that is my show. Thank you so much for watching. If you have a positive or a negative response, feel free to leave it in the comment section below. And if you want to have coffee with me, you can click wherever I put the annotation and it'll take you to my other channel where we'll talk about something. Something will happen. But otherwise, I hope that you guys have a great day and I will talk to you again soon. Have an awesome weekend. Bye-bye. Hair grows back. And logically, it did work. Boom!